Hello, 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 everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to you, wherever you are across the world. Welcome to Live a Phenomenal Life Show. And my name is Madame Merola. And of course, I am your phenomenal host that is always here with you every Monday, 12 noon GMT plus one time, most of the time, and then some unusual time depending on the guest that is on the show. How are you doing? It's a beautiful day. It's the 12th day of the month of April, the beginning of the second quarter of the year 2021. I trust that you guys are already powering through. Last week, we were here together talking about reviewing our first quarter. I hope you've been able to check what did you do well? What didn't you do well? What are the things that you need to eliminate? What are the things you need to add on? What are the things you need to amplify? What are the things you need to become better at? It's so important that we're able to stop and take a minute to review what we've done in the first quarter, celebrate our little wins, our middle wins, and our big wins, and also be excited about this new quarter that we're in and be inspired to power through to ensure that we make the best of the opportunities that come our way. Today, we have a phenomenal guest in the back studio already with me. Her name is Dele Olutimilehin. She is the CEO of the Breakfast in the City, Abuja. And this particular company, I know them very well because I happen to live in the city of Abuja. I have tried the menu many, many times. At least I've had a breakfast over 8 times, and I can tell you they are super consistent and always yummy. She likes to use that word yummy a lot, and I can guarantee you that her breakfast is truly yummy. And it's not restricted in any way. She covers every kind of breakfast that you are interested in, whether you want continental, whether you want something Nigerian, or you want something creative. I can guarantee you that Madame Dele and her team would ensure that you get something that is not just yummy, nutritious as well, and also creative to make your tummy to rumble with joy. So I'm super excited to have her here. Coincidentally, we are celebrating with the World Creativity and Innovation Week. I am an ambassador as a creative intelligence expert, and that's why we are going to be doing things about creativity for the entire duration of this week. So I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys are ready. If you're here, say hi in the comment section. You can start a watch party. You can share the video if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, you can also send the links to your friends to join in and activate the chat box so that you can send comments in and we can see it right here in the studio. If you're just logging on, let me introduce myself to you once again. My name is Madame Merola, and I am the bank creator that ignites the beautiful and bold, audacious, no excuses, God's masterpiece in you. The reason why we're here every Monday is so that you are inspired, empowered, and transformed, not just to live your best life, but to live a phenomenal life personally, professionally, and also confidently. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Ore of Ofe, Oluwa, Folakemi, Pati Milen. Oh my gosh, such a mouthful. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi, hi, hi. And my guest is already here. Thrive as an entrepreneur. And as I said, my guest is already here. So let me show you her picture and I'll read her bio for you. Okay. So just in case you didn't see the flyer and you're just logging in, this is who we are. I'm Madame Merola. My guest is Dele Olutimilehin. And I'm going to read a bio for you. And that way you guys can get to know a little bit more about her. And then we can get the show started proper. So Dele Olutimilehin runs Breakfast in the City, Abuja, which is an online breakfast restaurant that she started last year in her mid-50s. She helps create delicious and unforgettable breakfast experiences through regular menus and the lovely occasional packages in beautiful wrapped baskets. She just recently launched their 5-star family breakfast service, which takes place in the customer's home. They are currently in Abuja with plans to expand to other cities. So if you want to know more about Dele Olutimilehin, I'm going to be bringing her right over on the screen. And during the course of the day, you guys are going to know more about her, how she came up with this idea, Why she decided to start it in her mid-50s, where many people keep on complaining that, oh, they're too old or they're too young. Guess what? Age is not a number. And this lady is a powerhouse indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your virtual hands together and welcome on screen with me, Dele Olutimilehin. Welcome, ma'am. Hi. Good afternoon, Madame Dele. How are you? Welcome, ma'am.
Good, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I'm good.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us today. We're privileged and honored that you could spare some time. I know normally breakfast time is your busy time, so I know you've been very busy already this morning. So thank you so much for joining us. We have guests, we have people logging in saying hello to you. So welcome, Madame. Thank you so much for being here. So I hope you've had a great day already. So before I even start to ask you anything, what did you have for breakfast today? Can you hear me? Hello? Madam Dele, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You went
Okay.
off a bit.
Okay. So you have people greeting you. I said before I start to ask you other questions, I wanted to know, since you're a breakfast company owner, can you hear me? I can hear a bit of what you're saying. Can you hear me now?
I can hear.
Okay, your network is going in and out, so I'm not hearing you clearly. But I asked you a question. I said, what did you have for breakfast today? She's connecting with another one again. Please just bear with us for a little. We're having technical issues, but I think she's reconnecting with another device, and I'll be able to add her very soon. So let me take that one off and get her to log in again. Hello, madam. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Hello? Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic. I can hear you loud and clear too now.
Yes, I'm
So
back.
I was asking you.
Thank you.
Great. I was asking you, I said, since you're a breakfast company owner, what did you have for breakfast today?
Interesting. I had my breakfast was me my I like anything beans. So this morning I took moi as my breakfast because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So try not to joke with it. Even so, I'm all in the kitchen. I try to have my breakfast.
Awesome. So you like all things beans made and you had moi moi. What is the English name for moi moi? For those that don't know what moi moi is, because this is an international show.
Well, some people call it bean pudding. Some people call it bean cake.
Okay.
Bean pudding, some bean cake. It's actually a pudding made out of beans.
Okay. So bean pudding. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So before we get to ask you to share your backstory, we're going to actually read affirmations. And I hope your network becomes a bit clearer because it's a bit spotty at the moment. So your audio keeps going in and out. So I've got here, the Gold Digger collection that's for affirmation cards. As you can see, there's a huge pile of cards in my hand, and I'm just going to randomly select 5 of them and read them out for the affirmations of the day. And then Madame Dele will share with us an affirmation as well. And then I can ask her to share her backstory as well. So let me shuffle the cards. I'm shuffling them. And then now I will select any 5 randomly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. 5 cards selected. And what do they say? The first card says, love is constantly in my life. Happiness, joy, and peace of mind find me daily. There are miracles and blessings of all kinds in my life. Regularly, life is awesome. Woohoo! I love that. The next card says, I trust my intuition. I am willing to listen to that still small voice within. I trust my spirit to guide me to the truth always. Oh, yes. Hallelujah. The next card says, daily, I feel grateful and blessed to be alive and well. My life is remarkable and I'm enjoying every moment of it. I am happy. Yes, yes, yes. Next one says, I am confident in myself. Confidence is in me. I constantly build my confidence level and go out to rule my world. I have confidence to be 100% me. And the final card says, I think only good thoughts that make me feel empowered and capable. I have the mindset of a champion. Woohoo! Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, seems we've lost Madame Dele Olutimilehin's video feed. Hello. Okay, I think she's gonna have to log off and log back in again. So I will just, so you guys have me to yourself a little bit while she logs off and comes back on again. Apologies for the network interruption. It tends to happen, but hey, we're gonna power through this and still have a great show. So as I said, that we're gonna have a conversation with the CEO of the Breakfast in the City, Abuja. Her name is Dele Olutimilehin. And we're going to be talking about creative ways to thrive as an entrepreneur. Because at the end of the day, it's creativity that makes us all to be able to keep on pushing forward in our businesses. Sumade, thank you so much. The photo was shared by you earlier today. Oh, yes, some of it, right? Well, you know, it's kind of funny, but I just keep on, I just shuffle them, and sometimes I just say what needs to be said. And somehow the Holy Spirit brings some back again as a reaffirmation of what we need to say. So yes, yes, yes. So creativity is so important for all entrepreneurs. So we're going to ask Madame Dele. Madame Dele, can you hear me right now? Can you hear me, Madame Dele? I can't hear you.
Yes, I can.
Wow. Okay, I can hear you now. I wasn't hearing you at all. Finicky. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, madam. So I was
I can
asking
hear you
you
now.
to share. Thank you so much. Yes, Sumade, please pray with us because we've already prayed that the network will behave itself today. So I wanted you to share with us your backstory. How come you just started this business last year in your 50s? What were you doing prior to the time you started Breakfast in the City, Abuja? What made you come up
I
with the
can hear you. I
idea to
have to
start?
change my service
You need
provider.
you want to change your service provider again, or you're okay for now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, madam?
Okay. Can you hear me
Can you
now?
hear me at all? I can hear you now,
Yes, I can hear you.
but it seems the lag is a. I was saying, can you a brief about what you were doing and how you got to the point of starting a breakfast company? Did you hear the question? Wow, the
Yeah.
network is not good.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. I've removed the old one.
Okay. Are we good now?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Thank you.
All
So,
right.
yeah, like I was saying, I'm a foodie. I've always loved food. Actually, I won't want to share with you the name they called me when I was young, but I love food. I've always loved food. And not only do I love to eat, I love to cook. One household chore that you can never get me complain about is actually cooking. I love to cook. And I don't only love to cook, I love to experiment. So when I see anything, I love to cook. If you see me on my on the social media, I'm looking at somebody cooking. I'm looking at somebody enjoying food. So I've always loved food. And I remember way back when I was leaving the university, that was the beginning of the job crisis some years ago. And I told my mom, I can never look for a job for 2 months. If I don't get a job, I'll bring out a big bowl and I'll start frying puff puff in front of our house and I will be selling. And my mother was as a graduate. And I told her, Mom, if you want people to know you sent me to the university, I will frame my certificate and put it behind me while I fry my puff puff and I sell to people. So I've always loved food. And so when in 2020, but even before 2020, I'd been in the food business. I've been
Okay.
part of some restaurants. And when I had to move to Abuja in 2020, because my husband actually relocated to Abuja, I told myself I needed to do something. And I told myself I would want to do something I would enjoy at my age. And having come to Abuja and found out I couldn't get lovely breakfast for myself, I told myself there will be so many people who would have that need, like me, who would want lovely breakfast, something they can sustain, because there are some places where you could get breakfast, but I seriously pricey and costly. But I wanted something that
Mm.
people could afford and still good. So I told myself, why not do this? And that's how I started Breakfast in the City, February 24, 2020.
Wow. That is truly fascinating. So you've always been a foodie and you've
Yes.
always been in the food business, but this particular one that you started last year was born out of a need for yourself, and that you knew that obviously there were going to be people that felt like you and also had a similar need to have beautiful, delicious, affordable breakfast in the city of Abuja. So thank you so much
Yes.
for deciding to answer that call to be a solution
It's off again. Okay. What's going on again?
to deliver to anyone anywhere. We're hearing you, madam, so don't worry about it.
Okay, that's good.
We can hear you. So there's nothing wrong with your network at the moment. We can hear you and we can see you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay.
So can you tell us what are some of your creative processes? How do you come up with the line of rest of your menu choices that you have in your company?
Okay. Okay, like I said, it's actually a reaction to what I've gone through. And so in starting, I asked myself and some people around me, actually did some on the spot check with people, what would they like to have as breakfast? I know there are so many things that could be offered, but I wanted menus that people could actually eat day in, day out without getting tired of them, and what they would readily want to eat in the mornings, either in their offices or in their homes. And I know we were not we didn't know COVID would come in, so I felt everybody would be at work, and so I wanted meals that people would actually enjoy at work, and they wouldn't feel out of place. And that's what actually led to most of the menu we have on our regular menus. And then after that, we got to think of what are the other things. Somebody called when we started and asked, "Don't you have some things I can give people for their birthdays?" And I felt that's what led to our occasion packages, so that you could have something you could actually gift people on their birthdays. You want to celebrate them. You want them to be happy. That led to us having occasion packages. And like that, we develop most of our products. So we think about what we think people would need, what I have at one point or the other needed, what people around me have at one point or the other needed. And those were the things that formed the basis of what we do.
I particularly like the fact that you said that someone asked you a question and you were able to create an idea out of that question because of the fact that during this COVID or pandemic season, not many people still feel particularly comfortable going to go dine outside. And breakfast can be such an intimate kind of time for many people. So especially if it's a special occasion, like maybe Mother's Day, someone's birthday, someone's anniversary, right? It's always nice to be able to have someone send you all the kind of dishes that you would love to eat in a beautiful package sent to your home. And I know you do on-site catering services now, whereby you get a waiter to go set up the whole setting in the person's home, and then they can have their own. Yes, and they have a so it's like, being in a French restaurant where you have your own personal maitre d' serving you and say, "What would you like to have, madame? Can I serve you some fresh orange juice? Would you like tea or coffee?" All those kind of things. And I thought that was absolutely amazing, because I would love that for myself on my special occasions, because I would just like to be able to have my family inclusive as well. And the fact that we can choose what we want delivered and also served to us in such a way that is elegant. I thought that was very innovative of you. So can you share a little bit about that?
You can just even come down in your pajamas. You don't need to be dressed.
Exactly, I'm dressed up.
You don't need to lift anything. Actually, we lift everything to your plate. All you need to do is put it in your mouth.
Wow.
That is what so for that we call it a 5-star fine dining. When we come to your home with everything, including the silverware, the everything, all you just give us is your dining table. And we turn your dining table into a 5-star hotel setting. We come with very lovely silverware. We serve the food. You are there. We bring them out already cooked and kept warm. And while you are just there, you see your table transformed. And while you are there, the waiter is asking you, just like you said, you want some tea, you want some coffee, you want some French toast, so it's actually beautiful. And the beautiful part, when we finish, we pack the table without even getting to your kitchen. We pack our things and we leave your place. Then you can go back to your Netflix. You can go back to your YouTube. You can go back and enjoy yourself for the day and have the greatest fun of the day, because your tummy is already filled.
I love that. Somebody says pajama party, because it's so true. Sometimes, especially as women, it's all that surprise element that our husbands or our friends want to put together for us. We're not dressed or ready for them, and we don't want to have to be forced to get dressed, put on the makeup, and go outside to enjoy it. So this is like having the best of both worlds, whereby you get to wear whatever you're comfortable with. You don't have to be dressed up, and someone comes to serve you at home, and you still get the 5-star experience without having to step a foot out of your comfort zone or your home. So I love it. So if I ask you, what is creativity? What does creativity mean to you, Madame Dele?
Okay. To me, creativity is actually thoughtfulness. It's actually being thoughtful about what you do. And I also want to bring I believe in God. And so it helps you to actually curate something beautiful out of your deep thinking, your intentionality, and that's from that you're able to bring out something beautiful. So for me, creativity is just bringing thoughtfulness to what you do. Everything evolves, but when you actually give some intentionality to your thinking, you'll be able to bring out something beautiful that even you'll be happy this came through.
I love it. I love what you just said. Creativity is bringing thoughtfulness into whatever you do.
Yeah.
And many people don't think about that because of the fact that many times people create things and they're not really thoughtful about it. And so my husband just sent a question in to you. He said, do you have the 5-star experience only for breakfast? So you can answer that.
Well, for us in Breakfast in the City, because when I was to start, I knew the best meal of the day is actually breakfast. And for so many people, they still think, oh, I don't need breakfast. But please, if I can use this medium to tell you, except you are fasting, you must actually take breakfast because your body has worked and slept all through the night. And you know, while you are sleeping, so many parts of your body is actually rejuvenating, is actually working. It wasn't really sleeping. It wasn't not working. It wasn't idle. And so when you wake up, your body is asking for something to start the day off. Need some sugar, need some spark, if I could use that word. And breakfast is what gives you that. And so I told myself, I want to carve a niche for myself in the breakfast industry. And so for now, we are purely a breakfast service. We do some brunch, but seriously, I want to be known. I want Breakfast in the City to be known for breakfast. So, sir, we could talk. We like she said at the beginning, we are actually very, very creative. We could actually create something for you along the line, but seriously, our focus now is on breakfast.
Thank you so much for that answer. And I want to use this as an aside for anyone that is a serious entrepreneur out there. There are always going to be so many needs that needs to be met. But you need to ask yourself, what is your why? And why do you want to be, what do you want to be known for? You are so firm that you want to be the queen of breakfast providing in Abuja and any other city that you enter into. So many times, because of money, people are always going to want to say, because somebody offered me a lot of money, let me go and do dinner package. Let me go and do things. You know, you've not yet finished owning the breakfast industry and dominating it, and then you're quick to go and diversify or expand into other areas. So for any entrepreneur out there, be very firm on your why and your what, and don't be easily swayed to grow into another area or niche before you are ready. So he says, thank you for your answer, Ma.
You're welcome.
So, in case anybody didn't know who that man is, that's my husband. So maybe he's planning a special breakfast for me for my birthday.
I'm
My
so
son's
sure a
birthday
treat is coming your way.
birthday is tomorrow. So you better know
Happy
and
birthday
plan
in
for my
advance.
son. And not plan for me to in June. So that's going to be interesting. So, all right. So as I was saying, so we were talking about creativity, right? And you said that it's about bringing thoughtfulness into what you do. And also your answer of what you just gave for why you only do breakfast shows that you've actually thought about it, that breakfast is such an important meal of the day. So you wanted people to have something that is nutritious, that is filling, and that is also delicious for the first meal when they break their fast. That's why it's called a breakfast, because your body is actually going through a fast. and you need something to be able to balance up the nutrition, energy levels, keep your sugar level up, and also keep all the other nutrients you need in your body all put together. And I know from some of the packages I've seen that truly you do create very scrumptious and nutritious breakfast. So what
Thank
are
you.
some of the ways that you inspire yourself to be creative? Because creativity is a process, creativity is a thought pattern. What do you do to keep yourself inspired to be creative always?
Okay. For me, I've come to know my would I call it love language. I love seeing people satisfied.
Okay.
And so when we send out our bowls of breakfast, I would always send a message to ask you, hope you enjoyed your meal. Because that is one of the things that give me the best push. The fact that yesterday somebody said, oh, I enjoyed my meal, makes me go to bed looking forward to the next person I'm serving tomorrow. So
Okay.
my number one push is the joy that I've seen sent back to me every time a bowl goes out. That keeps me in shape. And number two, I believe that I'm in this because so many people need to be served. And the fact that I know the next morning it's another opportunity to serve somebody gives me a lot of push. And lastly, I believe this is a business that would stand the test of time, would become not the number one breakfast place in Abuja and the other places because we believe we are going to different places. I see breakfast in the city, and that's why the name breakfast in the city could be breakfast in the city of any city. We
Come
see
on.
this becoming a global brand. Breakfast in the city, Houston, breakfast in the city, Charlotte, breakfast in the city, Port Harcourt, breakfast in the city, Lagos. And so I look forward to seeing it develop, and
Mm.
that pushes me. That tells me it is not yet time. So even when I'm tired, actually they've told me they have stop saying you are tired, because when you are tired, when the next call comes in, you jump up and you forget that you were tired. And so I'm there to start running again. And for me, these are the things that are pushing me on. Number one, satisfaction of my customers. Number two, knowing that this is a brand that is made to last, and knowing that people are there to be served. Those are the things that give me the push.
Okay, so another question for you again. Any plans to have outlets where we can drive in and have breakfast? Because you are strictly for now an online breakfast company. Do you have plans to have outlets where people can drive in and have breakfast?
Definitely. You know, when I started, I felt I was coming to a place I wasn't known. If it were Lagos, I know I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of people who have known me from the previous things I've done, who would embrace me immediately. And so I know if I go to start from a center, I might not be able to get the pool to make us exist and exist well. So we decided to
Mm.
start as an online restaurant and make the mark. And when we are known, then the actual plan is actually to have a center in Abuja where we could actually express ourselves. This morning I was looking at a recipe and I so much love the meal. And I was telling my daughter, oh, Abuja will hear soon, because there are so many things we know we can't serve as an online restaurant, because by the time it travels, it might not travel right. And so I was
Mm.
telling, I said, Abuja will soon hear, Abuja will soon know that there's a breakfast service in Abuja. So that's our plan. We would actually have our presence in different places, and they will not be online, they will actually be physical.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that insight about your growth plan. And Emmanuel Jones says breakfast in Wolverhampton because he's based in Wolverhampton in the UK. So
Oh,
you already got many people that are giving you
woo!
areas that you can expand into. So it is breakfast in Wolverhampton. in the city to the world. Let's go. I
Ooh,
love that. I love that.
thank you. Thank you.
So I love I love the fact that you've also shared how to have a very, very grand vision and to scale it back to the very beginning so that you give yourself room to grow. I've seen many companies that have a very grand vision, start too big, and then they find it difficult to even be able to gain any traction because they didn't look at how they could work on, first of all, gaining the market share, doing all the research, getting all the clients and their feedback to know what is working, what is not working, and then implement and grow. So, many times don't like when you say think big but start small. But we always say that there is a method to that statement, because when you start too big, you don't really have that room to be able to maneuver to make mistakes that will not be too costly for you, especially when you started off too big. But when you're small, you can make mistakes and it's not going to be too detrimental to your business because you started on a smaller scale, you're working things through. So I call it work in progress, because you never really can know what is going to happen by just planning. You actually have to start the business and be running the business or running the idea for you to be able to know what is working, what is not working, what to change, what to pivot, what to improve on, what to keep on growing. So I like the fact that you're so firm on how to start and how you would grow along the way. And we can only pray for you that as you keep on implementing your plans, that God will continue to give you the increase and you will stay profitable as you expand to all the different areas of Nigeria,
Amen.
Africa, and then to the rest of the world. So
Amen.
I
Thank
wanted
you
you
so
to
much.
share with us on a given day, talk us through your creative process. What do you start with in the morning? Because many people will be curious to know that, okay, what do CEOs of businesses like yours do on a daily basis? And how do you generate new ideas for your business to keep on staying competitive? Because we know that it's not easy for you to compete with other businesses out there in the food industry, and then talk about all the other industries that are also vying for the money that your other customers are going to want to spend. So what do you do every single day when you wake up to tell yourself that, hey, this is how breakfast in the city is going to dominate?
Thank you. I wake up very early. I my day starts about 4 a.m. and being a person a person who loves God, I would say that I start with God. I take some time to actually pray and study the word because I get inspiration from the word of God. And after that, I take some time to actually think about the day, run through every order that we've had the previous day. We are all our pending orders, plan out how it will be served, and then from that go into the kitchen and start the work. So my day starts at 4 a.m., starts with God, goes into some time to think about what is to be done, and then go to the kitchen and execute. Then after we finish for the day, we close at 1. When we close at 1, it's another time to now look back at what has been done, what are the feedbacks we got, what are the things we need to improve on, what are the processes, how did we do the processes, what are the things that we need to change because of the feedback we got. Because I will not, I will have had feedbacks like this morning. Let me share what happened today with you. We had somebody order for a lovely basket to be delivered. And unfortunately for me, the dispatch actually messed up some things in it, and he didn't tell me. And so she just called to say, "Oh, thank you, but we had this." I felt bad, but immediately I looked for a way out, and I told him, "We are sending you breakfast on the house tomorrow because we messed up on what we gave you." So that's part of what we do every day. We actually take some time to have a feedback to see what we didn't do right, how can we do it better, and that will be the part of the plan. So we plan for the next day today, look at what we could do better tomorrow, look at what maybe we had some delays, how could we make it better? And after that, we close for the day to start the process again 4 a.m. the next day.
Wow. So when does business start in the day for you? That's one of the questions we have here.
So business starts from as early, actually, days when we have occasion packages, we start as early as 4 a.m.
Okay, so let walk me through the process. I want to order your breakfast. What is the earliest time I can call you to order breakfast?
Okay. Our occasion packages, we actually ask for 24 hours because we need to get everything set. Those are bigger packages. So, and with that, we want to send them out latest 8 a.m. because it's for an occasion. And so for that, we start very early. But for our regular menu, we actually, we take your order and we dispatch within the hour. So if you order, for instance, a full English breakfast, you call in at 8:15 and you say, we let you know, we process that within the hour. So our procedure is process our regular menu within the hour and dispatch. So when you order at 8:15, you are sure by 9:15 your food has left our kitchen. We've done our processes and we found out that is how it works. So there are some that get out of our kitchen within 25 minutes. But we know maximum for moi moi, for instance, we have 1 hour to get it cooked and dispatched. So our orders are 24 hours for occasion packages and 1 hour for our regular menu.
Okay. So the question here also is, what social media platforms do we access your menu and place orders from?
We are on Instagram at Breakfast in the City, Abuja, and we are on Facebook. We are also on Twitter, although I'm not that. So at times I joke that I didn't go to school when they were doing quantitative analysis. So I'm just learning. That's part of the learning process for me. And I've at least to some extent, I've learned so much about Instagram and Facebook. Now my next learning curve is on Twitter and LinkedIn. Those are the new places I'm trying to get my foothold. So for now, you can actually order via Instagram, via the Facebook, and WhatsApp. Those are the media we use now.
Okay. So do you utilize WhatsApp?
Yes.
Do you have a WhatsApp business?
WhatsApp,
okay.
Yes.
So they can access your menu from there as well, right?
Yes, please. Yes, please. On WhatsApp, on Instagram, on Facebook. And very soon we are moving. we move to Twitter and we move to LinkedIn.
Okay, so for those that are interested, can we have so I know your Instagram handle is Breakfast in the City, Abuja.
Yes, and the same for Facebook.
Okay, so I'm putting that for Instagram and Instagram and Facebook, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm putting that on the screen for those. And then they want your WhatsApp telephone number as well. So what's your WhatsApp telephone number?
0802
okay.
468
468
6708.
0802 468 6708.
Yes, please.
All right. So that is going on the screen for them to see. So anyone that wants to order or contact them for breakfast in the city, Abuja, that's the number. 2 + 234 468 6708. And you should please mention that you came from Madame Merola, and you should be able to get a freebie or something extra.
Yes.
Since you
Anybody who comes
name.
in through this show for the next 2 weeks, we'll make it as far as that, gets a 10% discount on any of our regular menu. Yes.
So did you hear that, viewers? Mention that you came from Live a Phenomenal Live Show, or mention that you came from Madame Merola for the next 2 weeks, and you get 10% discount. Yay! Nice one. Thank you. Awesome. So you see, we're getting you more people to patronize you as well, because at the end of the day, that is what we're here for. So I wanted to ask you that for people that are running businesses right now in this very, should we say, wonderful era that we're in, what advice do you have for them to stay the course? Because you came into a new city at a time when the whole world into disruption. You started a new business when many people were shutting down their businesses, and your business is not just surviving, it's thriving. So I'm sure many people want to know, how on earth did you do that? And what advice would you have for any entrepreneur right now that is truly struggling to keep their businesses afloat?
Okay. Well, for me, number one thing is I tell myself I would make a success of anything I do. And so maybe that is one of the things in life that I've come to tell myself. If I can think it, I can get it done. That's one thing. So I would let them know, since they've thought it through and they've chosen to do it, they need to know it will stand. That's number one. They should not allow themselves to be consumed by the situation around them. The only thing they need to do is to learn to do it. Knowledge is what will get them through anything. And so for me, part of the things I did as a new person is I learned the social media journey. And that's the new that's the new side to the business for me, because I've done different businesses, and those ones are physical things that people, I get to meet people, we get to do it. But when I knew I needed to start this online, I knew one thing I must do is to learn how to go online, how to learn to take good pictures, how to learn to post them, how to have my captions. You know, when the day somebody told me, "What's your caption?" I said, "Caption? What is caption?" But I've had to learn that. At times, somebody will come and say, "Funnel." I've had to learn what it means. So the person needs to learn what the business needs to thrive, and to know he or she can make a success of it. The fact that you could think it, you can do it. So for me, that is for them. Get to know these days, following what they say now, follow no road. Get to know the people in the business, in the industry you've chosen. Try to see if you could get to talk to them. If not, thank God for YouTube, thank God for Facebook, thank God for Instagram. You can learn from people you have never met. I have people I follow in the US, in the UK. I don't know them. I just get, when I see they've posted something that is good for me, I just take that and I apply it. So let them know who follow, and then let them make up their mind they can make it. If you have that mindset that you can make it, I'm so sure they would make it.
Thank you for the great advice you've given them. So I want to ask that, beyond the fact that you said that you're someone who is heavily reliant on your faith in God, what else inspires you in life? What are the things that you see that just sparks your creativity and just makes you want to say, I want to do this, or I want to go create something? So share with us some of the things that inspires you in life and sparks your creativity.
For me, I tell myself I'm here on an assignment. I'm supposed to do something. So I'm not just created to just be there. I have an assignment. I have a purpose. Maybe that's a better word. I have a purpose. And that purpose makes me to know I can't just be there. So for me, I know I must. I don't want to go back to my grave unsung. I want to be able to be somebody who people will say, "Oh, she made an impact in my life." It's not only by food, but just this, we're talking, and I know I met you, you've made an impact in my life. And that's, I tell myself, I must do in some other people's lives. And that's number one thing. And I found out food is a very good way of getting to know people. So
Absolutely.
it is not only that I make money, I get to know people, because one of the people, somebody said food is the easiest thing to meet people. And so where there is food, you will meet people. So for me, right. I know through this food and breakfast in the city, I will meet people in Abuja, and I will make an impact in people's lives. So that is number one thing that pushes me. I'm a woman on purpose. I'm on an assignment. I must deliver. I must not go back empty. I must not go back full. I must go back empty.
Amen. Amen. That's beautiful. So that's one of the things. What else? Is there something like, do you love to travel? Is there something
Oh,
that
my
you
dear
do
sister,
or
if there is
see that
anything,
just sparks your juices and says, wow, I need to go do something. I need to go.
if there is anything I've missed with this COVID, it is the ability to travel. If I love traveling, locally, internationally, I love traveling. And when I travel, I won't deceive you. One of the things I look forward to is food. I like to taste cuisines of different communities, different places. And so when I travel, some people would want to go sightseeing. If the sightseeing does not end up with food, it doesn't excite me. I'm a foodie. I don't know. Even though I don't eat so much, but anything that will make me. So I love traveling. And for me, by the grace of God, I've been opportune to travel a bit far and wide. I've stepped on over 5 continents in the world. But seriously, I have enjoyed food. So traveling makes me to love to see more of food, see more of recipes I can learn and cook. And so that's what another thing I love to travel. That inspires me because when I travel, I would get to know another meal. I would know how to cook another meal, and that adds to my list of meals that I love to cook and I cook.
I have to agree with you because it's so important for us to be able to expand our horizon, right? You're a Nigerian woman and you've been able to successfully incorporate Nigerian cuisine and also have the intercontinental breakfast and different things as well. So you can just imagine maybe you're able to offer a Moroccan breakfast or you're able to offer a Turkish breakfast or Indian breakfast or something else based on tapping out from other people's cultures and stuff. And that way, we, your clients, don't even need to step out of the shores of where we are to be able to try cuisines from other places. Why? Because your creativity and what you've been able to expose yourself to allows you to be able to bring that experience for us and we get the best of both worlds. So I think as entrepreneurs, we need to be able to understand the necessity of expanding our horizon beyond where we are to be able to infuse different elements and things and also be creative in how we find a way to connect them together. Sumade says she saw a post yesterday and it said, when you have money and you like food, you're a foodie. But when you don't have money, you're long throat. That was actually funny because you just be wishing and dreaming of things that you cannot actually afford to be able to try out. That's actually really, really fun. So I want you to share with us, what is the craziest idea you've ever had in terms of creating a menu that ended up working out fantastic?
When I was younger, one day I told myself I wanted to, because beans is actually my best food. Anything I can get out of beans, and so I decided to create something, just do some moi moi, some plantain, do different things, and just have all of them mixed together and form like a casserole. And it became a knockout, and so many people would come to our house just because they want to come and eat that. I actually have a friend of my husband who would call me and say, I'm coming to your house, what new thing have you actually made? So for me, I could just sit down and think of, okay, let's mix this and this, let's see how it comes. But that one was actually the best that I did then, and it opened so many people up to know, oh, Dele likes food. When you want to have some good food, just go pay Dele a visit.
Wow. You know, I shared with you that we're celebrating World Creativity and Innovation Week, whereby we're inspiring people to be creative in whatever sphere of influence they are. So since you are in the food industry, I want to share something that I discovered. There is a lady in the United States that uses only one ingredient in all her menu, and it's plantain. So she has plantain ice cream, plantain this, plantain that. And I was like, we have so much plantain in Nigeria, and we don't think about other things that we can actually create with it. Because I kept on saying that we're blessed with so many resources. We're rich in natural foods and stuff. And imagine how somebody else can just take one ingredient, and she has like an extensive menu where plantain is inside every single thing. So I'm looking forward to you, Madame, taking one ingredient that is very, very localized to us here in Nigeria and saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to create as many different things for breakfast with this one ingredient. And that is my challenge to you for this, to celebrate World Creativity and Innovation Week, that I am challenging Dele Olutimilehin of the Breakfast in the City, Abuja, to find one indigenous Nigerian food stuff and create an extensive breakfast with it. So are you going to take up that challenge?
Challenge accepted. Challenge
Yay!
accepted.
Challenge accepted. And I can bet she's going to pick beans. She's a beans freak. So I have an insight already that she's going to go with beans.
I might decide to shock you. I might decide to shock you and do something else.
Okay.
Because already there's so many things already spinning in my head. I'm already thinking
I want to add another challenge for you, because this one is a personal one, though, so that I will be the taster for that one. Plantain is my favorite food. So I want you to use plantain and create something, and whatever it is you create, you invite me to come, and I will come, and I'll video the entire thing, taste everything, and then post it for everyone in the world to see what you created with my favorite ingredient from Africa, which is plantain. So I want you to take up that challenge as well.
Challenge accepted.
Awesome,
we don't run from challenges because that gets us better. Because I know in the course of doing that, I would develop something that would be a bang for breakfast in the city. So challenge accepted.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yay! And that's how we kick off the World Creativity and Innovation Pre-Week, by challenging my guests to do something creatively with an ingredient. I also want to challenge anybody out there. Don't be too comfortable in your comfort zone. You have done well so far, but guess what? There is still more for you to create. There's still more that you can innovate more on. There is still more things that you can do, that the world is waiting with bated breath for you to create. We do not have a finite level of creativity. Why? Because we were created by the uncreated creator. He has creativity to infinity, and he has created us in his image, and he has made us co-creators with him. If you need to tap into the next level of creativity, I just want to challenge you. Go to God. Tap directly from the right source. And I bet you will create something phenomenal, something outstanding, something global, something that other people will come from other parts of the world to celebrate you for. Don't limit yourself. Don't keep yourself in a box. Don't just stay local. Be global, meaning you can localize but have a global mindset. So, Madame Dele, what is your favorite food? And you've already answered that, right? It is anything with beans.
Moi, moi. Moi, moi, beans
so
and
we already
plantain.
know. Okay. So if we take, there's going to be problem for you, right? Because you're not going to be happy.
Pardon me?
I said if beans or anything beans related was removed from the world, you're going to be in trouble.
I think so. I won't be so happy.
Exactly. You'll be like, oh no, why have these people done this to me? Okay, so what is your favorite color?
I think green. I think green because I think it's life. I've somebody had asked me that question before, and I told myself, but I think it's green. And maybe that's why we chose green as our color in Breakfast in the City.
I think so too. I think so. And then I was going to ask you, what's the favorite city you've ever visited in your entire life?
I would say I'm torn between New York and Kigali. I love Kigali because of the neatness. Actually, 2 days we walked around looking for a piece of paper on the road. We did not, we saw just one tiny piece of paper in a gutter, having walked for over 2 hours. So for me, the
Wow.
neatness of Kigali stands it out for me. New York, because I get to actually move around, and there are so many eateries, there are so many restaurants, there are so many things about food.
It still goes back to food again. That this foodie business, it is well. So if you were to mention other people's cultural food that you have tried in all your 5 different continents you visited. So we already know you love beans, right? So food from another culture that you tried and absolutely loved, what would it be? And what culture is that?
Well, would I want to say pasta? Anything from pasta? I think that's something. If you don't get me to take that, I run to take that. That's something I would always run to take if I get it anywhere. I for me, I would look at that. I'm not so much of the fries, and that's for me something I would not easily go into. But pasta, and so the Italian food is always the next point of call for me.
I gave you thumbs up because I'm a pasta fan. I love
Wow, that's
pasta so
great.
much. I can make lasagna and all those things. In fact, they used to make fun of me that if it's Abby's turn to cook, Abby is going to make you a pasta dish. I will not cook rice. I will not make soup. I'm going to
No,
make
one should
something
get tired of
Italian.
rice. No, one should get tired
No.
of rice. Seriously,
Nigerians
it's
can never get tired
overflowed.
of rice. Nigerians
Yes,
cannot get tired of rice.
unfortunately.
So it's just like
Unfortunately.
telling people in Korea, China not to eat rice. They'll tell you, they
Seriously,
have to
that's
eat
the only thing.
they have to eat rice. So if I was to ask you to look forward to we're in 2021 right now. So 2026, 5 years from now. And then what would you say to the future version of yourself, 5 years older, Dele? What would you say to her?
I would say to her, she needs to start taking it easy. She's too much of a workaholic. She needs to begin to simmer. She needs to take, but above all, she would have seen what a dream come true in Breakfast in the City. And so it will now be time, now begin to relax and let the younger ones take it up.
That's lovely. So my final question to you is that if you were to have the opportunity to write down your legacy statement that you want them to put on your tombstone, what would it be?
Here lies a woman that came to serve the world. She served and she was happy.
Wow, here lies a woman that came to serve the world. She served and she was happy. Bravo to you. Thank you so much for
Thank you
sharing
very
that.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, just in case many of you don't know who I'm speaking with, I have on the show today with me Dele Olutimilehin, the CEO of Breakfast in the City, Abuja. So the reason why we have to add Abuja for now is because that is their first flagship online store, and they are coming to the rest of you all over the world. So get
Yes.
ready to have scrumptious,
Watch out.
delicious, and healthy breakfast all over the world, where it kicked off in the Abuja region, and I have gotten to be a partaker of it, lady. So
Thank
thank you
you.
so much, Madame Dele, for being with us today. Thank you for sharing with us how you have your creative process, what inspires you, how you started your business, what your growth plan is, and also encouraging other people out there to not give up and to start from a place of authenticity. And also, I love what you shared about creativity for you. That creativity is, I'm trying to find it because I kind of forgot what you said
Thoughtfulness.
now. It is about thoughtfulness. I really love that. Many of us are not very thoughtful. We don't really give so much place to thinking as in how do we serve others with what we do, because when we think about serving others, we can't go wrong, because there will always be someone who needs what we do. So don't just create a business, create something that solves someone's problem or need, so that way those people will forever keep on coming back to you and referring you to others. So we've also shared her social media handles. It's Breakfast in the City Abuja on Instagram and Facebook. We've also shared her WhatsApp number. I'll put it up on the screen again. If you are in Abuja and you want to give Breakfast in the City a try, please call this number and you will get the menu sent to you. Try the breakfast, and also don't forget to mention Madame Merola as your reference code to get 10% discount. So we've had a great time on the show today. We look forward to you guys joining us again next week. Madame Dele, what are your last words to all our guests on the show? Say something to the viewers. Go ahead, Madam.
Thank you, everyone that joined us today. I really appreciate your time, because I know you could have done so many other things at this time. Thank you so much. Our watchword in Breakfast in the City is we strive to do better. So we strive to do better. If we have served you and maybe there was one hiccup here or there, just know that we'll get better. Our watchword is we strive to get better. So here you look at a woman who would always strive to get better. Thank you for joining us. I've had fun this afternoon. Thank you, the bank creator. You would always create the bank. I love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know how many of you were here when I read her bio. She's in her 50s and she started this business in the 50s. I don't know how old you are. I don't know what you've done in the past. I don't know what people have said to you. I want to encourage you that just as Madame Dele started a business in the pandemic, and that business is thriving right now, whatever you know God has committed into your hand, take a leap of faith and start now, not tomorrow. Start today. Start putting the plan together. Pray towards it. Ask the Lord to send people that will guide you, that will help you, and put that plan into fruition. Don't wait until everything is perfect. The best time for you to start is now. Dream big, but start small. You have what it takes. Your business can be the next big thing out there. You never know. Dangote, Mark Zuckerberg, all these other people that we hear about and read about, they don't have two heads. They're human beings just like you and I. What they did was they decided to take a chance on their dream. They took a chance on their ideas and they implemented it. Your idea could be the next big thing out there. Your business could be the one thing that people are looking for to solve their problem. Go out there and serve the world. Serve your community, serve the people you've been called to with all joy, with all humility, and with passion. And I guarantee you, your business will surely thrive, because what you do from a place of thoughtfulness would always be felt in the heart, because people never forget how you make them feel. Madame Dele serves us with food, with lots of love. And when we eat the food, we feel the love in which she and her staff create the food. Do whatever you do with love. Do it with joy. Do it with passion, and above all, do it with sincerity, and no one will be able to avoid you, because you will truly soar higher than you ever imagined. So once again, my name is Madame Merola. I am the bank creator that ignites the beautiful and bold, audacious, no excuses, God's masterpiece. I hope you've been inspired, empowered, and transformed to be the best version of yourself and live a phenomenal life. Why? Because you were not created to be ordinary. You were created to live a life that is phenomenal, because someone out there created you for a purpose, and he does not want you to live a mediocre life. So don't live a life below the standard God has created you. Go and be phenomenal in whatever you do. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and I look forward to hosting you again next week, Monday, with a new guest. So from I and Dele Olutimilehin, we say bye. God bless you guys. Take care, and we wish you a great